Hello everyone, welcome to Wicked West Books. My name is Meg West and I am back with another Top 5 Wednesday. This week the theme is intimidating books. Top 5 Wednesday is a group on GoodReads. I will leave a link to that page down below, and it is hosted by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes, and I will also leave a link to her video for this week down below. Basically, this video is just for me to tell you about my 5 most intimidating books on my TBR shelf. So let's go ahead and get started. The first one on the list is Stormfront by Jim Butcher. While this book itself is not that big, the series has a lot of books to it. As of right now, there are at least 15 books to the Dresden Files novels, and that is kind of an intimidating thing to get yourself into, starting a series that is already that many books in, not including short stories. The next book on this list is The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. I have read The Name of the Wind. I loved it, and I've had A Wise Man's Fear for over a year, and I have been unable to read it. Part of that was wanting to reread The Name of the Wind before starting it. Another part is that book 3, the final book in the series, is not out yet, so I'm afraid that I am going to read this book, get to the end, and then there is going to be a massive cliffhanger ending, and I don't really want that. But I might be reading this one soon, so I'll be tackling at least one of my intimidating books. In addition to this book being book 2 and an incomplete trilogy, it is also a fairly sizable book, very much like the next book on my list. Book number 3 is Inheritance by Christopher Paolini. This is the final book in the Inheritance series that starts with the book Aragon. Part of the intimidation in this book is needing to reread the first 3 books to get to here. I don't remember any of what happened in book 2. Another part is that it would be an ending to this series that's been with me for a very long time, and that is a little bit intimidating. The next book on this list is one that I'm sure is on many people's TBR lists, and it's one that many people are intimidated by, mostly because of the size of the book, but also probably a little bit because of the author. I am talking, of course, about The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. This book is entirely massive. Even its mass market paperback is a very, very sizable tome. And it is only book 1 in a series that is going to have many, many books to it. And Sanderson is taking his sweet time telling the story in this one. I have actually read at least to the halfway point of book 1 and had to put it down because of how scary this book can be in terms of its size and scope of the story that is in it. And the final book on my list of intimidating books is intimidating for a reason that is completely different from any other on my list. That book is Der Goldene Kompass by Philip Pullman. This book is so intimidating because it is written in German. And while I have a few copies of the book in English, I am not as yet fluent enough in German to be able to read this book entirely in German. I am hoping to be able to do that before too long, and I am practicing my German as often as I can. And hopefully I will be able to read this book before too long, but either way, it is one intimidating book to look forward to reading. So those were my 5 most intimidating books on my TBR shelf. I hope some of those are in your TBR pile and intimidate you as well, so that I'm not quite alone in this feeling. That's all I have for this video. I will see you guys next week. Have a wicked day.